The Bob TV Network presents, broadcasting live from the greatest city in the world, New York City. It's the Bobby Brown Show. And now here's your host, Bobby Brown. Before we get started, hit the like button. Hit the share. Like and share. Like and share. That's the most important thing you can do. It's not the super chat. It's not you giving the hitting the super chat. Never. And my Joe Biden voice. Never. And my Joe Biden whisper. Never do the cash app. Never. Stop giving YouTube the money that you intended to come to me. Send it to my PayPal. Send it to my PayPal. The information is right there. Right there. All right, that's if you choose to. I mean, some people going through hard times. I got a job. I do work. Wish I was doing this more. Wish I could make an official show with guests and stuff like that. I can work on that. I'm working on it. But yeah, like and share. Hit the notification bell. Make sure it's on always. That way when I get a video pop up, you'll know about it, what day is, whether you're on the toilet or in a business meeting. You'll have access to it right away. If they're boring you in the business meeting, just pop me in and I'll bore you some more. And go make sure you subscribe, because they will unsubscribe you if they know you're not watching. Within a certain amount of time, they're going to unsubscribe you. And go make sure that you resubscribe. And saying all that, back on my hunt, back on my to everybody who went after Janet Jackson, Miss Nasty, Miss Control. No, we ain't going to have that. First of all, that is our foundational Black American queen. And even though she's been into some brothers, the one thing I like about Janet Jackson, you know, she went and married a Saudi prince. You're going to love who you love, right? You know, I can't do nothing about that, okay? But she's been known to date brothers. And hopefully now she's single, she can date brothers again. Yes, sir. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Nah, I got a friend. I got a lady friend. She acting up. She's tripping. But I'm going to let her do that. You know, you better hear him get that tripping out your system, because they ain't going to be waiting too long, girl. All right? You hear me. You watch me. Get that hate and that tripping out of your system, because I'm not a waiter. Waiter, you see me in a restaurant, I'm not a waiter. I'm giving you ample time to do what you need to do, and then off to the races. And believe me, you don't want to push me off the way, because I'm the best thing you ever had, baby. You say you the best thing. You treated me good. I treated you good. Let me stop. I'm the best thing you ever had, girl. And you know it. Yeah, I got on your nerves sometimes. But like the song, Can You Stand the Rain? I need somebody to love me unconditionally. Somebody when the storms come out and you ready to run off. Anyway, we're going to get into The View today. The View had the nerves to run their mouth on Miss Jackson. You wouldn't find me dead. Somebody gave me some tickets to the show, man. I ripped it up in front of them. Why did you rip up my tickets? Because you shouldn't be going to that foolishness. There ain't but a bunch of Democratic shield with so-called Republican shield up there to kind of balance it out. You had 4 Democratic shields and one Republican shield. Good thing Joy wasn't on there. But let's talk about it. They go in there and they talk about Janet Jackson. Let's get into it.
Superstar Janet Jackson just did a wide-ranging interview with British newspaper The Guardian.
Look at that.
But most of the focus is on when she was asked her thoughts on VP Kamala Harris possibly become the first black female president.
It's Kamala. Kamala. It's like say it with me, Whoopi Goldberg. Come by here, my Lord. Come by here, my Lord. Come, Allah. Just say come. Well, you probably don't know nothing about that. You got any kids? Do Whoopi got kids? Anyway, that's another thing. I just thought about what I was saying. Yeah, hey, whatever you got to think of to actually say her name. I really don't care about how you say her name. I really don't, but they do, and this is how they sound. Say it with me. Come Kamala, 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 not Kamala, like Kamala. Not Kamele, because it's spelled like that too. Kamele. See, I'll say Kamele just to piss y'all off. You mean Kamele Harris? No, it's not Kamele Harris. That's how we say it down in Atlanta, Georgia. Kamele, like Pele, Kamele. It's not Kamele. It's not Kamala. It's Kamala. Say it with me. Kamala. Kamala. You got it.
She said, she answered by saying that she had heard that Harris's father was white, which we all know is false. And a staffer claims that he was fired for issuing an apology in her name and that.
Now, I'll go back to say this again. He's not white. He's not white, Caucasian. Folks, understand Caucasian is a reference to people who migrated out of the Caucasian mountains. They spread it everywhere. Some of them became white and some of them became dark-skinned Indian. There are various Caucasians, just like there's different type of African descent people. There's various Caucasian descent people. And Indians are considered Caucasians. That's why when they go do their birth certificate, they write down Caucasian on their birth certificate because they're considered Caucasians. We're going to get this in your mind. So no, she's not white, but he do have lineage. He do have white blood in his system. Now, a lot of us can say we don't have that. A lot of our descendants wasn't raped and pillaged, and a lot of our descendants didn't get pregnant by massa. So stop using that as an excuse. He said he come from Irish descent. Now that's white people. They are the whitest Caucasians. Go far out into Great England, far out into Great Britain, Scotland, Ireland, all that. His daddy come from that lineage. His great-great-granddaddy come from that lineage. So he do have a Caucasian roots. He do have white blood in the system, according to him, according to Donald, and according to the records in Brownstown Parish in Jamaica. So, no, he's not white, Janet. He's not white. But you close. He has white blood. He is of Caucasian descent. He's a Caucasian Jamaican. And a Caucasian Jamaican is called a Indo-Jamaican. That's an Indian Jamaican. An Indian Jamaican. Caucasian is two words, caucus and Asian. Put together, an Asian from the Caucasus Mountain or a descendant from Asians from Caucasus Mountain. And they come in various colors, from white, albino looking white. from way up north all the way down to South India. But let's keep going.
Her team certified he wasn't authorized to speak on her behalf. Now, Jackson has not responded to requests for comment, but no matter how you feel about celebs speaking out politically,
Who said it's a political issue? The man tried to speak for Janet Jackson, and she fired his butt. Claimed to be our manager, and Janet said, no, my brother's a manager. My brother's my manager. Randy's my manager. Keep it in the family, Janet. That's right. Take care of your family first. Make sure everybody got a job on your family. Make sure everybody's eating and eating good before you go outside. Keep it in the bloodline, like Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. One thing I respect about Solo Sikoa, he kept it in the bloodline. He ain't go get no Sami Zayn. He ain't go ask Cody for help. Kept it in the family. I go to family, man. We all gonna eat. We all gonna eat.
Oh, is it okay for somebody to say, I don't know. I made a mistake. Well,
Who said she made a mistake? Why y'all thinking that she made a mistake? Why y'all assuming she don't know no better? She's just a dumb superstar. They ain't got no brains. They got enough brain to amass a fortune. They got enough brains to not be in a position. They got more brains than me. Look where I'm at and look where she's at. Whoopi, why you think that she don't know what she's doing? Because in my Joe Biden whisper, she knows what she's doing. Look at her fat. She knows what she's doing.
She hasn't said that she made a mistake. We don't know what she said because it's been one thing and another. Look, I think Janet Jackson, like every other American, whether you're a celebrity or not, has a...
Janet don't believe she made a mistake. Janet knew exactly what she's doing. Y'all want to, how can I say it? Y'all want to make a say I made a mistake for Janet. And that's what got that dude fired. Don't come here saying I made a mistake. I know exactly what I was doing. Don't try to talk for me and say, hey, I was wrong. I made a mistake and please forgive me. Don't do all that, man. I could do that myself, and I'm not doing that right now. And I ain't going to ever do that. I know what I'm doing. Sit your behind down. Matter of fact, you're fired.
Right to endorse, support, or not support whomever they want. So she's got every right to not like Kamala Harris if she doesn't want to.
But that's not what she said.
What she doesn't know, what she did was spread misinformation.
Here we go. The Democrats love to use the word misinformation. They want to keep saying. Now, Donald Trump started, they used to call it a fake news. Oh, that's fake news. That's fake news. Or alternative information, alternative facts. Trump did alternative facts. The Dems doing misinformation. All of it is a bunch of crap. It's lies. Lies, or she lied, or what you believe is a lie. And you got to find out whether it's the truth or not. You're assuming that she lied. What if she didn't lie? Now, about him being white, no, he got some white blood, but he ain't himself white. He got some white blood, but he himself ain't white. It's just like the people in South America. People tend South Americans were Indians. Yeah, they were indigenous people. Most of the people are black and brown. What they call the brown people in the world, especially like Dominican Republic, Cuba, South America, and stuff like that. They got like that because most of the natives in those lands were black. And then when the settlers came, the settlers started to mingle with the natives, and things got browner. You take the black and you take the white Latinos from Spain, the conquistadors, and their staff and their workers, their shipmates and their ship crew. They land on these islands, and a lot of them overpower the people. And a lot of them end up giving birth to people that not, you know what I mean. Folks, man, these people were degenerate, sexual degenerates, man. They would look for, when they looked and take over land, the term rape and pillage were the exact thing. They raped and pillaged, and there were no abortion care and no kind of way to really safely get rid of these babies. And thank God they didn't. I don't support that. They ain't have no morning after pill or nothing like that. So, of course, these people going to have the child of these settlers, and they're going to be a little more this color.
And I think it's very irresponsible when you have a platform the way Janet Jackson does to use that platform carelessly to spread misinformation based on a racist allegation by Donald Trump. Right?
Here they go. Blaming it on Trump based on a racist allegation by Donald Trump. All else failed, blame Trump. Remember the video I showed when Trump was on the Fresh Prince, and Ashley was mad at Trump because she thought Trump was going to buy the house, and he wasn't. He just came to say, hey, I'm not going to buy the house. And Ashley was upset. Oh, I hate you, Mr. Trump. Everybody else in the house loved Trump. I hate you, Mr. Trump. You taking my house away from me. And Trump, Ivanka was like, what's going on, honey? He's like, they always blame me of doing something wrong. Yeah, I get blamed for everything. So they blaming him. Well, look here, Ms. Navarro. We, the black delegation, has been saying this for a long, long time. We said it when she was running for president, and she had to drop out because Tulsi Gabbard spanked her into embarrassment. We were saying it then. We were saying it when she was trying to go to U.S. Senate. So Trump didn't start off with the stuff. And why don't y'all stop with this mess? I wish I could meet you in person and let you know Trump didn't. But they got to use this as a talking point to smear Trump. So make sure it came out. No, it didn't come out of Trump. Trump got it from us. Trump heard our buzzword. But even then, Trump is not using it how we using it. We honestly believe that she ain't black because her records shows, her daddy record shows, and her daddy confession said, hey, Irish, Indo-Jamaican and Irish, Indo-Jamaican and Irish, no Afro-Jamaican, Indo-Jamaican Irish, Indo-Jamaican Irish, Indo-Jamaican and Irish. Her family members in Jamaica, you look at them, they're not Afro-Jamaican. You can tell the difference between an Afro-Jamaican and an Indo-Jamaican. He's an Indo-Jamaican. His father's side, white Irish. His mother's side, Indo-Jamaican. And Janet Jackson know exactly what she's doing. Exactly what she's doing. She's doing this on purpose. And you can call it misinformation, but what you're spitting could be misinformation because you probably know she ain't black and you refuse to tell the truth. And when it comes out, You all should be indicted for misinformation. And if anybody spread misinformation, it's really usually these Democratic-leaning outlets. Republicans everybody spread lies. Been doing that since the foundation of Earth. But this whole platform, all they do is dump on Trump and lie on Trump and lie on his record and lie on other people who support Trump, or lie on people who may say something remotely close to what sound like Trump. If you smell like Trump, man, they be like rabid dogs.
It was Donald Trump who tried to say Kamala Harris just turned black. So let's just...
No, it wasn't Donald Trump. Donald Trump echoed our sentiment, saying basically, look, all this time she was playing South Asian, Pacific Asian, Indian. And it's okay because she is an Indian. Be you. Half of you come from Bali Indian. The other half of you don't come from Bali Indian. Be you. Brace that. Don't say I'm Indian one minute and go black the next minute. Stop playing this back and forth game when your daddy has not admitted to being black, but y'all assume he's black. You have no record that he's black. You have no medical record, none of that stuff of him being black. Just Jamaican, and Jamaican don't mean black. And usually Indo-Jamaicans put down Jamaicans. They don't put down Caucasians, especially when they come from the lower class of Indian culture, the ones that Baliland Brahmin Indians look down on.
Let's go through the 101. Kamala Harris is the daughter of two immigrants. Her mother is South Asian from India. Her father is black from Jamaica. Here is a picture.
All right, so hey, let's go. You're trying to correct the record, right? Who said he's black from Jamaica? You showing us a picture doesn't validate that, because you got a lot of Indians that look black. You got Asian Chinese people that can cosplay as black. They can get their hair kinked up or anything. And like I said before, some of these Indians have a legacy of cosplaying black, tethering, becoming black to get benefits that normally black people should be getting. They become us to get some things that we fought and died for. Benefits. They figure that they can get the benefits quicker and better if they pretend to be black. Rachel Dolezal is one. Mindy Kaye's brother. Go look that up. Look up the book called Almost Black, where this black, dark-skinned Indian guy shaved his head to look black and went to college as a black person. And I'm saying that in that case, it could have been the same thing with Donald Harris.
Picture for all of you who need, or for Miss Jackson, if you're not.
All right, so let's look. We all seen picture of Donald Harris, okay? All right, Donald Harris. That don't mean he's black. He looked black. You look at him and you would think black. Don't mean he is black. You looked at Mindy Kaye's brother. Went to college with Mindy Kaye's brother. You thought he was black and he wasn't black. Rachel Dolezal looked black, like a light-skinned black girl. Went to HBCU. Worked at NAACP. Wasn't black at all. This doesn't mean he's black. This man right here has admit that he's Indo-Jamaican, Indian Jamaican, with Scotch-Irish heritage, white Caucasian hair. He did. So you can throw a picture up and you can say a picture's worth 1,000 words, but a picture don't validate your DNA. And a picture don't validate your culture. And a picture don't validate your own testimony. Now you can identify as black, just like you can identify as a woman, but that don't make you black. And that don't make you a woman. You got this one picture. Let's see if they're going to put up more pictures.
Has a right to endorse, support, or not support whomever they want.
See.
So if she's got a platform the way Janet Jackson.
Where was it?
It's the allegation by Donald Trump, right? It was Donald Trump who tried to say Kamala Harris just turned black. So let's just go through the 101. Kamala Harris is the daughter of two immigrants. Her mother is South Asian from India. Her father is black from Jamaica. Here is a picture for all of you who need, or for Miss Jackson, if you're nasty, here's the damn picture.
All right, she's nasty. You prove nothing. Sure. That look like a black man. Sure. But if you listen to his own testimony, he'll tell you I'm not black. Look, you got people from Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico. They are African Hispanics. And they'll tell you, look, I'm not black. I'm not black. No, you look black, man. You look just like you're black. Not black. Just because you got a fair skin and kinky hair should make you black. But like I said, some people put on that role.
I feel like a picture of Kamala also would have done, Kamala Harris would have done the trick. I thought of it less from the perspective of Janet Jackson, who's an icon and I refuse to say anything bad about. Listen, we forget that we live in information silos. This is so different than how the media was even 10 years ago, where people largely got their news and their information from legacy media, where there was a level of objectivity and a fact checking involved. So if you perhaps get, and I'm just saying this for an example, get all your news on Facebook and you lean right of center, that algorithm is monetized and going to tee up information that reinforces your own beliefs. If you're a Trump supporter online, you very likely won't encounter ever some of the worst things that he has said. The same does go for the left. I don't even know the partisan breakdown of what happened here, but my guess is she's not looking at great sources of media. And I say all this because it's why I try to not have judgment with Trump voters. Instead, I try to engage them, because I find people who are highly educated, highly successful, that support him, but they often don't know of some of the biggest scandals or the worst things that he's said about people or things that he's done. And I think if you take the judgment out and just kind of get back to facts and then trying to persuade people, it helps.
Well, this is the sorry.
Now let's go back to the facts again. Okay, you got a picture of a man holding a little girl, black man holding a mixed looking girl. Okay, Kamala is mixed. She is biracial. She is Indian and she is Indo-Jamaican also. Why do you keep harping on Indo-Jamaicans? Because this is what he has said. He has talked about his Irish roots. He has talked about his family's legacy. He has talked about his family power structure in Jamaica, his family starting Hamilton Town, which ended up being Browntown's parish to this day. He talked about that. He talked about the philanthropy. He talked about his Irish Nene Finnegan, and he talked about all that stuff. He talked about it. He talked about his dad. He talked about. Now, again, I would say this again. People will cosplay black people just to get power and position. It happens with Mindy K, brother. It happens with a lot of people. It could have happened with Donald Harris, who know to get into Berkeley. It happened with Mindy K, brother, to get in. It happened with Kamala Harris, trying to get the presidential position. You never know. All I know is that even though we got some pictures of Donald Harris, some of those pictures that you look at now makes him look more Indian than ever. Now, when he was younger, King Tare, fair skin, but you don't know if that's a play or a scam or not to get into college. He's going for his doctor's degree. Doctor's degrees are expensive. And if he can use his brain and his color as a out-of-town student to get into college, a lot of them would take that advantage. A lot of them will cosplay, especially those who were not officially black but knew that affirmative action favored black at that time. A lot of people played to be black just to get into college. Okay, oh yeah, they took pictures. They went to freedom fighting movements and pretended like you had Asians doing that. They wanted to come to college in the United States, so when they got here, they cosplayed as black to get into college, to get an education. And a lot of them was at the Fight the Power movements. Going back to the real evidence, despite what they just did, the records in Jamaica and the testimony of Donald Harris trumps what anybody said. And I'll land my plane, let them keep talking.
Sonny, this is the number one most severe warning in the short term we have globally. Misinformation and disinformation. The world.
See, this is their attempt to make this a security risk. Misinformation and disinformation is gonna be the talk. If Kamala Harris get elected, she is gonna legislate. She's gonna come up with rules to indict people and punish people for disinformation and misinformation, and most of it gonna come from the White House, the VP office, the House and Senate. They're gonna be the news outlet. They're gonna be the main misinformation pushers. But if you don't agree with it and you say something different, they're going to call you a person of misinformation and they're going to try to prosecute you. You will hear this go on and on and on. We got to fight misinformation, disinformation. No, you got to get your truth. You got to get an understanding. You got to be smarter. Stop trying to legislate against lies, because people been lying forever. You just need to be smart and understand whether it's true or not, or do your own investigation like most people do to see if it's true. I don't just assume it's true.
World Economic Forum said this is our greatest risk in the next few years, and it's not just this country, it's everywhere. And a few reasons you mentioned that, you've got.
Lying always been an issue. How is it a risk? Lying is a risk because people are believing the lie because it's easier to tell the lie because you got social media. That's it. It's a risk because people usually get their lies face to face or by telephone. But now people can get bombarded with the lies through social media, and they don't like that. And they don't like the fact that they can't control lying. You will never be able to control lying. Lying, misinformation and disinformation is just a fancy word for lying. And you got to be smart enough to recognize whether it's a lie or not. What you think a lie may not be a lie. And what you think is true may be a lie. You got to get your education up, your awareness up, and your investigation up to see if it's really true or not. But don't be trying to legislate and push this stuff to try to punish people.
The algorithm, but you also have internal people like, Donald Trump, who ironically created or coined the term fake news, willingly and on the daily, it seems, perpetuate.
Actually, Donald Trump didn't talk about fake news. Actually, the Bernie Sanders camp came up with that, and Donald Trump capitalized on. Nothing that Donald Trump really comes up with on his own. Usually, the left comes up with it, and Donald Trump capitalizing and making it more famous than they could ever do. Fake news came out of the left, not out of the right. This disinformation and misinformation ain't nothing but alternative facts that came from the right. It's the same thing. Alternative facts. It's the same thing. They don't say it no more. Kellyanne Conway push that, and that's all misinformation and disinformation is. Lies. Alternative facts. Trump ain't coming up with all this stuff. Oh, she turned black. Oh, man, we've been saying that a long time. Oh, now she want to be black? It's what we say in the hood. All this time, we say this to people like Barack Obama. All this time you've been smoozing with your white people. Now you want to all of a sudden be super black, and the black professor and the black Malcolm, you want to be Malcolm Z? All of a sudden, and talk to black men? Where you been? Have you said anything about the situation going on with the migrants in Chicago, going into black neighborhoods? What have you done to stop that? I got to deal with Obama later on, okay? Sorry about that.
False stories on purpose. But then you also have foreign adversaries. We recently learned of Russia paying millions of dollars to content creators to keep them doing this. So the big...
Where's your proof of that, lady? And you guys, the Democratic Party is paying millions of dollars to content creators to try to tell lies, misinformation about Kamala Harris to make her look good, to protect her. You came up with the talking points. They ain't nothing but lies. Oh, she didn't put 1,000 people in prison and a state penitentiary. No. The thousands of people were in county jails all over California when she was AG, and she moved them in private prison systems, not the state penitentiary, but the private prison system. See, that's the mess they do to y'all. They mess with your mind and give you talking points, misinformation. So go ahead, lady, with this mess.
Message here is going back to like journalism 101 or just education 101, which is you never single source a story. When you're looking anywhere in journalism, we're always taught you have to back it up. In media, for as much flack as media gets for being leaning, we can get fired or in trouble for not being able to source where we got our story.
Y'all don't. No, y'all don't. Y'all be lying like a Persian rug or Indian rug, Kamala Harris rug. Y'all be lying like a Kamala Harris rug. Get out of here, or the rug on Trump's head. Y'all be lying like that. Y'all be lying y'all behind off, man. Y'all don't get fired. They encourage y'all to lie. They give y'all the lies, and you just read them through a teleprompter. Get out of here with that mess. Y'all ain't getting fired for that. Get out of here.
But the other part of this story that bothers me is the whole identity issue. The fastest growing group in this country is multiracial individuals, not multiracial individuals. So asking people, what are you? My biracial friends always struggled with they weren't white enough or they weren't black enough, and they were always left in the middle. The middle is where the world is headed.
Yes.
And
that's because we let so many people come into this country, and we get in the melting pot. But still, there's a bunch of us you said fastest growing. It ain't there yet, baby. And a lot of us know we black. We multiracial. We black. We could do a DNA with most of us, and we can see that we're still white. It's a lot of white people that know they white all day. They not multiracial. There's a lot of Asians that know they're Asian all day. They're not multiracial. So stop this. The fastest growing may be multiracial or biracial. That may be true for the immigrant, because we got the immigrant class coming here that's probably already mixing. They mixing more with other races. But at the end of the day, White people know that they're still white. Black people know that they're still. I know I'm blacker than black. I'm blacker than black. My grandmother black, Native American, black. My daddy black, immigrant from Africa. I mean, no, well, not an immigrant. Anybody that came in slaves was not immigrant. My granddaddy's side, black. At the end of the day, we black. No multiracial. We black.
And so we need to be more open about people's identities and what they identify as, and have some grace.
There he go again. No, say you're multiracial. Say I'm multiracial, I'm mixed. I'm biracial, multiracial. If you're multiracial, you don't get to say, well, I identify as white, or I identify as my white side of my multiracialness. No, you're multiracial. You're mixed. You're biracial. If you got two different races, you're biracial. That's who you are. That is your heritage. That's your legacy. I got some black in me. I got some Indian in me. I'm multiracial. I got black, Indian, black. My mother was mixed. With black and Polynesians, and my daddy is white. Say that. You're multiracial. There is no identify as. That's that bull crap they're trying to push to allow you to be whatever you want to be. And if anybody says something against it, we gonna come after them. If you want to be a dog, you can be a dog. If you want to be a cat, you can be a cat. If you want to be a woman, you can be a woman. If you want to be a man, you can be a man. If you want, but you can't be the president of the United States. I identify as the president of the United States. They ain't gonna let you in there in that Oval Office and let you. No, you got to be that. You got to be that. You got to get elected as that. Oh, I identify as a banker. You better make sure you got the credentials. Ain't nobody hiring you just because you identify as. Identify as is not enough, and we should not make that enough. And when it comes to people declaring who they are, you can't just identify. You got to be what you are. And in Kamala Harris' situation, she's multiracial. Half of her is Indian, Bali Indian. The other half is Indo-Jamaican from South Indian and Scotch-Irish. He's multiracial. But I wouldn't call him white like Janet. But I would say, hey, the brother got a lot of Caucasian in him. He got Indian Caucasian and he got Irish Caucasian in him. I don't see no black. He never confessed black. Even the family in Jamaica look like the Indo and Irish Caucasian. They multiracial, but they identify as Caucasian. See, they trying to push this thing on us. I'm telling you, beware. That is an end time. That is a mark of the beast tactic that we're going to let you do what you will, which is the whole of the law, end time LaVey Satanic Bible. Be who you want to be. Do what you want to do. Do what you will. If you will to be a dog, you can be a dog. You can be a Furby. If you're willing to be a teddy bear, if you're willing to be a woman, if you're willing to be the man, if you want to,
Well, I do think you get to identify yourself and being one of the multiracial people here at the table. I will say this. I would handle this the way Kamala Harris has, and that is to give it no air. I think Kamala is breaking barriers just by being in the room.
Lord, she's breaking barriers. I think she's just breaking barriers by being in the room. How so? I'll handle it like Kamala Harris. I'll handle it. Ignore it. Just let her waltz away, identify as black her way into the White House, and claim to be the first black woman when there's plenty of black women out there like Nina Turner, a real deal foundational black woman, blacker than black, know she's black, know her mama black, know her daddy black, but you wouldn't push her to run for office. You push her because she looked like Obama, a female Obama. She ain't a female Obama. She ain't got the chutzpah. She ain't got the style or the charisma. I think I said that word already. She breaking barriers though.
Regardless of whether Janet Jackson thinks she's black or white or Indian, the very fact that she is in the room deconstructs, in my view, the alleged societal norms that we've seen in the nearly 250 years of this country of what a presidential candidate looks like. And so I think that is what matters most.
We've had females run for president. Shirley Chisholm ran for president. Black sister run for president. Shirley Chisholm. We had Geraldine Ferraro. Geraldine Ferraro? I think that's her name. Running with the caucus, I think. Sarah Palin, the worst VP run. I don't think I can find anything worse than Kamala Harris in my book, but Sarah Palin was the worst. But yeah, Sarah Palin. We had quite a few women run for president. The last election with Joe Biden, we had about 4 or 5. Did they change the room? Elizabeth Warren said she was Native American. Couldn't find out she wasn't. Elizabeth Warren cosplayed. Simpson. Let me go back to this cosplay thing. Elizabeth Warren, you people say, oh, she's Native American. I knew that lady was white all day. I knew it. There's just something called the BS factor. You can smell it a mile away. I knew that one was BS. Oh, my family was a Native American. I'm like, oh, white as you are? Really? You had to be. Your mama had to be one of the $5 Indians. And sure enough, she probably was, because she did a blood test. Nowhere near it. I guarantee you get Kamala blood test. It wouldn't be not a lick of African. Then now all of us got African DNA, but her African DNA level will be so freaking low, but her Indian level will be so freaking high from both sides of the family. I guarantee you, but she ain't gonna do it, because I don't need y'all to find out the truth about me until after I get elected.
And I also think that when you are biracial or multiracial, you do get to identify yourself in any way in which you choose to identify yourself. Now,
you shouldn't, in my book, you shouldn't be able to do that. Just say, I'm biracial. You can tell us what you mix with, but you can't go back and forth. I don't think that's fair. You shouldn't be able to dip into different identities. That's being a chameleon. And when it comes to human being, that's kind of con artistry. No. You're biracial. You got Irish, you got Indian, and let's say you had some black. Okay, great. But don't just get to say, I'm the first black. That should go to somebody that's predominantly black. I'm the first Asian. That should go to somebody that predominantly Asian. Now, you can say I'm the first multiracial. Got it. I'm the first biracial. Well, you can't claim that. Barack Obama got that. I'm the first biracial president. I don't even say he's the first black, because, I don't give him that description. He's half black, half white. I say he's the first biracial. That's what I say. Everybody in my family, they can say he's the first black president. He's not the first foundational black president. We haven't had that yet. And the person that I'm going to celebrate with everything in me is the first foundational black American president, because we the one built this country. And it's a shame we not leading the country yet. We got people coming into as immigrants trying to lead this company, yet they trying to claim to be foundational black, or the leaders of foundational black. You can't. No. That's why it's important that we had a foundational black president. We have yet to have a foundational black American president. All we had is a tether, and we're going to get another tether. And how does that make us look? It doesn't make us look proud. It actually hurts that you would do whatever you can to stop a foundational black American with a black spouse at that from being a president. But you can get one that has half white, half black, half Kansas, half Kenyan, with a black wife, but you still half white, half Kenyan, half white, half immigrant, or a multiracial person, half Bali, quarter South Indian, and a little bit of Irish. So no, I don't think you get the dip to. No, you are a multiracial. You're the first multiracial president, not black. You're the first female multiracial. I got some black in me, but you don't get to claim one and then claim the other one. No.
She has identified herself as a black woman. She has also said that her mother is Asian. She didn't just become black. And so it's unfortunate that Janet Jackson...
See, now Asian, Caucasian. Yeah, her mother's Caucasian. Her mother is an Indian. She identifies black, but she never said her daddy was black. You guys assuming that her daddy is black. Let me go back and rewind that for Sonny.
So it's unfortunate that Janet Jackson and I has identified herself as a black candidate, looks like. And so I think that is what matters most. And I also think that when you are biracial or multiracial, you do get to identify yourself in any way in which you choose to identify yourself. Now, she has...
See, that's not fair to people who are one race. You don't get to double dip. You're biracial. That's your identity. You're multiracial. You're either biracial, that's your identity. What's your identity? What race are you? I'm multiracial. I'm not just one. Tiger Woods never claimed black, and I understand now. He's multiracial. Barack Obama, he is known as our first black president, but he's actually biracial. He's the first biracial. If Kamala Harris become president, she'll be the first multiracial. I would never consider them as the first black. Until we get a foundational black American in that seat, especially both sides coming from the soil, I will acknowledge them, like Roman Reigns, as our first black president.
Identified herself as a black woman. She has...
You can't identify as yourself a black. Even if you are mixed with black blood, you can't just identify as black. You got to say, I'm black, I'm Asian, I'm Indian, I'm all that. I'm multicultural. I'm multiracial. You're not just a black.
Also said that her mother is Asian. She didn't just become black. And so it's unfortunate that Janet Jackson, an icon, admittedly said, I don't know, I haven't been reading the news these past few days.
That's on the father's side. That's talking about the father. Because she found out the father was white. And she's wrong. The father isn't just white. He has white blood. He's Caucasian blood. Indian Jamaican with Scotch Irish roots. He has white blood, Sonny. He admits to that. It's like most of us, we say most of us got African blood or black blood. He has white blood. So that's where Janet probably got them mixed up at. He's not white he's not a white person, but he's multiracial. He has Irish, Scottish, Indo-Jamaican. Nothing in his records or by his testimony says he black. Don't let the picture fool you, because you got a lot of people that cosplay as blacks just to get black benefits in America. It happens consistently. And if she's trying to pull the biggest con job in history by faking to be black all the way to the White House, coming to find out that she was actually Indo-Jamaican. Half South Asian, half Indo-Jamaican. It's the biggest con in the world. But you can't claim first black female president. You can claim first multiracial female president. You can say my family's from I got family from Asia, so I'm gonna represent Asia and I'm gonna represent the Jamaican culture. But you can't sit there and represent black people when you don't have a lick of black, when you don't come from the soil. No. You're multiracial, and that's how you should be acknowledged at. You don't get to pick and choose. Sonny, you don't get to be Superwoman or Batman and get to change in and out of your costume whenever you want. You don't get to do that. You are who you are, multiracial.
So I don't know if it comes from misinformation. I don't know if it comes from a lack of information, but all I know is that I don't want to give it this much air.
Well, unfortunately,
you ain't got to give it this much air. We're going to give it this much air until we get down to the bottom of it. Because we feel like you're using us. Not everybody. Now, majority of black person just go along with the get along and but people like me that are informed and just things just don't sit right. We're going to get to that itch in us. And we've gotten so tight-knit about our community that we're not just going to let everybody come in and cosplay us or get the credit as us. We just ain't going to do it. And you can parade this and parade that and parade that. I'm still going to analyze whatever you're trying to parade, because it might be a tool of deception. And we're tired of people playing Decepticon, trying to act like they're going to be for the black community, especially the black foundational black American community, but you're looking out for everybody else. Obama did it. Kamala Harris and Joe Biden did it. And I don't think it's going to be any different if she's become president. No.
No, well, hold on. Yeah, she's got a phone. Janet Jackson is not a political animal.
Yeah.
She's a musician. Her life is doing this, and she's mourning her brother. So
that's right. Tito just died.
Don't blame that on Tito. Janet was pissed off because this lady going to ask about her family, ask about politics in an interview. And Janet do have a gripe with Kamala Harris. And Janet do have a level of respect for Donald Trump. So she can say, well, and do whatever she want to do, and y'all can just have a meltdown all you want. She can say, look, I'm voting for Trump, even though she ain't going to do it. You ain't got nothing but to love it or like it. Like Ric Flair said, you either like it or love it, but it's the best thing going on today. That's the point that I am right now. I'm not going to sit here and fall into hate for him, and I'm not going to fall in hate for Trump. For Kamala Harris, I'm not going to hate her, and I'm not going to hate Trump. I'm going to hate their record. I'm going to hate what they've done in the past. I'm going to hate what they've done in the future, and I'm going to hate what they possibly going to do. I'm talking about political-wise. Your personal issues, your moral compass, that's between you and God. I want to hear that. And these accusations on each other, that's not where I'm at. I've gone beyond headspace and go down below and looking for tangibles. I don't care who you are. How are you going to help bring the black community up? I need some specific black policy. I need a black crime bill. I need you to respect our black agenda and push it, that we're going to give you if we haven't given you already. And I need you to support reparations and do whatever you can to push it as quick, as fast as you can. And I got a whole lot of other stuff like that. Now I'm looking over here, people mocking the Trump organization, and oftentimes they are worthy to be mocked, but they marching the Trump campaign saying, well, he didn't deliver on this and he didn't deliver on that and he didn't deliver on this and he didn't deliver on that. Well, A pandemic will stop a lot of things from happening, but he did have some black programs, whether you like it or not, whether it was to its full capacity or not, whether there was a lot of investment or not. He did have some policies specifically for black people, foundational black people to be exact, the ones who built this country. He had the opportunity zones, told company, hey, you come back into this neighborhood, close to this black neighborhood, we're going to get you a tax write-off, but hire these black people. He did that. Whether it got up to full capacity or whether it got up to a little bit of capacity, at least he did it, or at least tried. I'm going to send more HBCU. Thanks to this lady, this sister who helped wrote this policy and everything. I'm going to endorse that, put my name on it. We're going to make sure we finance these HBCUs. You know, I could get a thank you. I like a little thank you every now and then, but if you don't give it to me, oh well. A whole bunch of things. But what have the Democrats done specifically for black people? And where's their black plan for black people?
I sometimes have said stuff and, I was wrong. But people want you to say something right away, but when people are coming at you saying, hey, you're not paying, you're dumb, you don't know, you don't want to answer people, especially if...
And you're afraid you'll get it wrong in answer.
And it is a pain in the butt, I have to tell you. So sometimes people get it wrong and they're wrong. They made a mistake, they were wrong. It happens. Anybody who says it doesn't happen to every one of us, multiracial or not, we all do it. So, okay, a little grace for the girl.
And who says she's wrong? You say she's wrong. Janet probably said, look, I'm right. I'm right. I haven't heard the update on it, but I heard that he white. Nah, Janet, he ain't fully white. He do have Caucasian in him, okay? Kamala Harris has a lot of Caucasian in her. Her mom was full-blooded Caucasian. She wrote it down on Kamala Harris' birth certificate, Caucasian. Dad is Indo-Jamaican, come from an Irish family. Can't get no more Caucasian than that. Even though he put Jamaican on there, but he wasn't going to put Caucasian up there. Let me give you a philosophy, and I'm done with this. Let me give you a philosophy for a second. Okay. Let's say Donald Harris did the Mindy K brother thing. Let's say he cosplayed to get black benefits in college. He can't put Caucasian down when you do that. You do realize that? He can put black down, but his birth certificate is going to say, but when you do a birth certificate, you can't do that all the time. You can't just put black down. He's going to put down Jamaican. If Donald Harris was black, he could just put black down and got the black benefits, because at that time, affirmative action were supposed to go predominantly, number one, to foundational black Americans. And it didn't. And like I said, a lot of people came to this country to cosplay as black people to get in schools because of affirmative action. That was the whole gripe that Mindy K's brother had. He started an organization to deal with this issue that he tried to apply for college as an Indian and didn't get the benefits. So he went back and reapplied as a black person, changed his look and got the benefits. This happens consistently. And I wouldn't say this is an everything thing, but there's a segment in society that will cosplay, fake the funk, become bosom buddies and put on a dress just to get cheap rent in a female's apartment complex, all-female apartment complex. They'll become a woman. People do that, and people will continue to do that. And who says that Donald Harris didn't do that? This guy is very sketchy. You don't see him with his daughter, and her daughter's the vice president. I bet he ain't never been to her house as VP. What is going on with that relationship? Now, he had to call her a couple times. That time when she talking about, oh yeah, I know about weed. Half of my family's Jamaican. Boy, that pissed that man off. He wrote an op-ed. Go look it up. Donald Harris skulls Kamala Harris. He really chewed her out. Shame on you. Down talking about people. Jamaicans are not all about pot smoking. Matter of fact, majority of us don't smoke pot. We're beautiful, loving island people, and our heritage is great. I dare you. Put out an ad on it. Go look it up. Like I said, Donald Harris done his own testimonial of who we are. We ain't got to listen to The View. We ain't got to listen to Kamala Harris. We can listen to Donald. It's out there. Read it. And while you read it, go look at the family tree is available. Don't look at the one go down. Go to look one go up. Candace Owens, hater or lover. She took the research I did and took it to another level because I don't have the time to make the phone calls, make the talk, the money, I don't have that time. She took it to another level about Kamala Harris. Grandma died. I thought Grandma Burrow died in 1939. Now you standing next to her in the 80s going into the 90s? Come on, something wrong with that. And where's your Jamaican family? Where are they? You're not proud of them? Why are they not full-fledged on the stage at the inauguration, mostly your Indian family or your white family through Doug. She black and she got black people interested hard. She got our back. Boy, y'all gonna get Obama again. Y'all gonna get Obama again. Well, first of all, let me say this one thing again. Whoopi, The View, she ain't make no mistake. She know exactly what she's doing. She know exactly what she's doing. Now, calling Donald White was the proper word. Calling him Caucasian is the proper word because he has Caucasian all day, every day in the system. He confessed and it's recorded. I have yet to see any proof that she's black. Yet to see any proof. Well, we got the picture with him and the Kiki. That's not proof. Cosplayers come a dime a dozen. Do you know who Donald is? He's a Stanford professor. Do you really know everything about Donald? It's available. He was involved in governmental affairs in Jamaica and did some secret government affairs for Jamaica. Now he's a professor at Stanford, but he lives in D.C. Why is he in D.C.? Why, dude? He don't see his daughter. Do she hate him? Did her mama taught her to hate black men or men in general? And let me tell you something. If he's black, his mama probably told her, look, don't you mess around with them Negroes down in the United States. I know they cool and everything. You know, they got that swagger. No, that's country talk. Let me tell you something, when you go to California, don't mess with the black guys. Oh, the bad news, the black guy, bad news. You get with the first black guy. So you meet that. Now, I honestly believe that she knew he was Indian, and it was okay. And I believe that, just me, my personal belief. I got my own conspiracy theory. I'm not telling nobody to run with it. But I believe he cosplayed to get in. He got around Black Power movement just to continue to make him look more black. Got his doctorate degree and he moved on. And nobody really knows the things that he's been doing. Not even Kamala. All this time. All I know is right now he's an economic professor, one of the best that did it at Stanford University. He lives in Washington, D.C., but he never see his daughter. Why? Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. You want to contribute to the stream, the number is right here. Make sure that you do it straight to PayPal. Do not super chat, okay? They keep taking the money. Buy me a cup of coffee Sunday tomorrow, maybe a nice old sandwich. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'm Bobby Brown with the Bobby Brown Show. Good morning and good night.